And also, with this new game, it brought up new issues. Like, on everybody's screen, a wreck would be different. Not because what they're thinking, not because their personal opinion of the wreck was different. No, it was visually different. It's unbelievable. Literally, in order to make your statement valid, you have to record with your PVR or some sort of recording device to prove your statement. Because you could be saying to the guy that you can get wrecked, but on their screen, they weren't even close to running into you. You don't know how hard it is to drive cleanly around a bubble, a lag bubble like that. When not only does it exist, you can't race around it because it's inconsistent. Literally, I can't count how many times during league races where I may get in the back of somebody, but then I was nowhere near them. But then there'd be other instances where I could be right on their back bumper, and then nothing happens. And then they don't even need to be lined up side by side with me, or side by side, or not side by side, but bumper to bumper for a wreck to happen. You can be literally side by side with somebody going in a corner, and they'll just randomly wreck. It happened to me at Richmond in Season 2, and it happened to me at Pocono. Ironically, both caused by Revan. And in Season 3 at Phoenix, ironically by Revan. Where on his video, sometimes he wasn't even bumper to bumper. It was like almost side by side. It wasn't even near me, and I somehow wrecked. Again, it's so different on everybody's screen. It's unbelievable. I can't even stress how hard it is to race around that. And also, crash physics on this game are the most uninspired, boring, lazily attempted thing I've ever seen when it comes to a racing game. At least with 2011, the wrecks were ridiculous and over the top, but at least they were there and, granted, over-exaggerated the wrecks. At least made it funny. If you can't go for a realistic approach of damage, or not damage, but at least crash physics, then just go over the top with it. And ironically they did, and made it for at least enjoyable, guilty pleasure, fun as hell game to play with friends. Inside Line is not that luxury, because literally, with the safer barrier on this game in particular, for one example, literally I was just practicing at Indy. I was going like 170 and I accidentally hit the wall. Okay, people make mistakes, they hit the wall. Not on this fucking game. You can literally go 170 to 30 in just a span of a second. Literally, as you touch the wall, the car instantly stops your car dead in its tracks. And also, at the instance at Daytona, we were going through the tri-oval, and you can get in a wreck, and believe it or not, somebody would get turned into the outside wall and their car would instantly stop. And then there would be no time to even react or even pause to make your car invisible when you pause. Possible. There would be no way. The magnitude of the wreck was so quick and so fast, I don't even think you could even snap your fingers because it's that quick. They would just come to a dead stop and the rest of the field would just die. It's unbelievable. I mean, the physics on this game are very pathetic. And also, yeah, you do flip on this game, but it's the most random thing ever. And not random as in, 2011 random. Random as in, you could be going 30 miles an hour, accidentally hit the back of somebody's car, and then you would just monster truck over them for whatever reason. Or it could be like like the wrecks or flips, mainly the flips, when they happen, they're at the most random ass times. Like at Talladega one time, I hit the wall and I flipped over. I don't know how. I guess I hit the wall, but then I hit like an invisible rut, and then it flipped my car over. And another thing that's fucking hilarious with this game is, you slide on your roof forever. Yes, you gradually lose speed, but the key word is gradually. Like literally, it is the slowest form of slowing down. Cars don't slide on like that on ice for 30 seconds like that. And even when you hit grass, it doesn't do anything. Now, when you look at a realistic wreck, or NR 2003, for a matter of fact, when you slide and when your car gets caught on the grass, and then it will just flip over when it's sliding. Again, that's just more proof that they put no attempt in putting any sort of physics on this game. Crashing, or damage-wise, is still lazy. GTA 5, any of the GTA 4, GTA 3 have better crash physics. When the cars get damaged, they actually look like they're damaged. When you hit a wall, there is actually a little bit of a cave-in. Inside line, sometimes you can hit a wall 200 miles an hour, which, NASCAR cars are faster than, regular everyday cars. You can be going 200 miles an hour, hit a wall, and really virtually no damage. Or, a car can hit the side of your car and maybe a little bit of a dent, It's stupid. Damage, again, is still broken as hell. And also, this game, when it comes to doing leaks, has brought up, like, the most awkward and weird scenarios. Like, there will be an instance at Charlotte in the North League in Season 3. Revin was going down pit road, and a game locked him down pit road. And this was during, like, the worst time, because it was during God, I can't fucking talk. During pit sequences. And pretty much, when we had to restart the race, nobody knew what position they were in because it was during a pit sequence, and it was very hard to determine where you were before that incident happened, because it was, just properly weird scenarios. And also Daytona, the previous Daytona races, where you would, at the very end of a race, there'd be like one guy that would get this immense freezing glitch. When in terms of freezing glitch, when it comes to online, is the fact you'll be just going along just fine, and then on their screen, their car starts accumulating smoke. Then the car starts flying back and forth at rocket speed, nonetheless. I mean, literally rocket speed. And it'll go back and forth. Sometimes it'll take out cars, and sometimes if they're quick enough, they can pause, and sometimes they'll just randomly flip over. That's how both little red flags came out at Martinsville, were because of random ass freezing glitches where cars would just randomly flip over for no reason. Just also with caution replays, it's different for everybody on their screen as well. On my screen, I can hit a barrel of Pocono. I would flip over, like on my roof, upside down. But on their screen, I'm on two wheels. Again, that's almost the same with public lobbies too, because public lobbies now are so broken, so almost unplayable, so irritating and aggravating. Again, because most of the people that play public lobbies don't really know how to drive at all, or they have setups, like genius, masterful setups, to the point where literally I am slow at Talladega because they have setups that have better gear ratios. And it's just like, I want to get in a public lobby and race just for the sake of it being, just for the sake of it, and just for enjoyment. I don't want to be a physicist and an engineer to create a setup and shit. I mean, it's not really a game I really want to play in public lobbies. Again, it's really lost its value, especially since there's no wrecks to get out of the dumbness of it. There's really nothing to gain from it, or even entertainment, really. So that's out the window. I mean, NASCAR to Game Inside Line has brought up so many fucking issues, so many problems. It's unbelievable. I seriously can't even believe that it's even worse in 2011. It was funny because we were all thinking NASCAR 09 sucked, and then we thought 2011 sucked. Then we're thinking when we had 2011, it was like, geez, I miss NASCAR 09. And then when Inside Line came out and how bad it was, like, God, I miss 2011. It's like, it's just a cycle. It makes me curious too, with Deep Silver being a part of Detechnix, is that those two made Ride to Hell Retribution the worst game of 2013.
The final verdict for this travesty, this abomination, is a motherfucking 1 out of 10. What the fuck levels? Ride to Hell Retribution is a motherfucking epic fail. It earns its 1 out of 10 because it's complete disregard for human safety and its insulting expectations of spinning off 2 more games. Nearly unplayable, not because of its bugs or glitches or flawed concepts, but because of how bad the gameplay actually is. Gameplay functions, but its sole function is to hurt your soul. There's not a single aspect of gameplay this game doesn't fuck up. From its pointless fist fighting, its awful QTE-filled driving mechanics, to its creepy-ass sex scenes within a painfully long and dull storyline. This is one of the worst video games I've ever played. The 1% in this game's title refers to its overall worth and the number of sane individuals who make it out alive. Better games have been canned and never released. This thing has nothing to offer anyone, anywhere. And this is the final nail in its coffin and a recorded place in history for anyone with morbid curiosity.
I mean, I thought maybe this would be their breakout. This could be their breakout game. I mean, NASCAR is a very popular sport in the United States, and they're treating it, and the quality they're giving us is so lackluster, so bad, I can't even begin to explain. It is an insult for this to be licensed by NASCAR. It is an insult. And I wish that some other gaming company can fucking take this game and make it better. Hell, EA, NASCAR 09 was a beta online. Beta. And it was better than all the NASCAR games that Utenix has published. So there's the Gen 6 cars I didn't talk about. God, I just a thought that I might have been running out of stuff to say. The Gen 6 cars were supposed to be released on the Xbox 360 and PS3. Now what these Gen 6 cars were going to be is a massive DLC. From what I've seen and heard, that they were supposed to originally put 80 paint schemes in the game from all the drivers. Again, they've showed multiple screenshots of cars, and from the looks of it, was going to be nice. And, you know, honestly, coming from me, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people may think the same way, but doesn't it get boring driving the same paint scheme over and over and over again? Well, that's what they were going to do to fix that. Or not really fix that, but that's what they were going to put more paint schemes in the game. Because when they released the Gen 6 cars, it was just one car for every driver along the list. Robbie Gordon was still on the list. He was like the 07 car, even though he wasn't even racing anymore at that point. So that was funny. Dave Blaney's car was 36 instead of the 07 for some reason for 2013. I don't get it. But again, a lot of weird things with that. But again, so with the Gen 6 paint schemes that were supposed to be released, was supposed to have more paint schemes, and apparently, from what I've seen, some drivers would literally have like 12 or like 9 or 8. Junior was gonna have like 5. Gordon was gonna have like, I think 2. Harvick was gonna have like 3. Again, it was like a massive DLC for all the cars. And guess what? It got canceled. Do you want to know how it got canceled? Because they didn't know how to put paint schemes on a game. They did not understand the transferring idea. They didn't know how. That's what I thought at first, actually. I thought they didn't know how. But actually the reason was, and this took them like a month, because they were saying they were going to release them in September, and then it got delayed like another month until they announced in, I think it was late October, I think. Let me check here. Yeah, like late October, like October 18th. You can, middle October, but still October nonetheless. And they said they couldn't do it, and later I heard out and found out that the Utenix game, the Inside Line game, they could not handle the DLCs to be put on a game, because it would make the game crash if they were able to put the DLC paint schemes on there, because it made the game crash, because it was too much information to put on the game. Fucking GTA 5 is a 7 gigabyte game. At least that has a logical reason to be, for it to load slow, or or anything, and inside line is the game that's causing it to crash. Too much space. I think it's just barely a gig. I'm gonna get an Xbox right now and just test this out. All right, let's check the settings here, and just check the storage device on the games here. All right, where the fuck? All right, I'm looking right at it. All right, let's check NASCAR the game inside line. See how much storage that takes. 572 megabytes. And again, look at GTA 5. 7.8 gigabytes. Forza is even 1.5. Fable 3 is 5.7. F1 2013 is 7.7. Again, NASCAR the game, it's almost 10 times the gigs that GTA 5 has, or I don't know the term. I'm not the best with math and gigabyte math and shit. But again, 7 gigs and like 572 megabytes. How does that fucking work? It makes no goddamn sense that the game would crash under that circumstance. There's barely anything there. Again, let me explain that the highlight challenges on this game. That was the reason why they couldn't do the DLCs of the paint schemes for Gen 6, because of the highlight challenges. Again, to be fair, there is a shit ton, and I mean a shit ton of highlight challenges. Like, you get like 3 or 4 per track in the 2013 season, and you get like a couple from 2012, but I think it's like 4 and like 6 or 7 from 2011. But for the majority is 2013. There's like 3 or 4 for every single race of the season. Which, do the math. Let's say 3 times 36. That's 108 challenges alone. That's just on the base if it's 3 minimum per race. See, it's like a little bit over 100, and let's say 115 or more for the entire season. That was what made the game crash. Because of that, it was too much. And let me just tell you how great it is. Literally, the races are laser scanned, so that means the cars race identically to how they ran in real life. Interesting concept, but oh my god, is it fucking bad. Literally, the cars are bricks. The cars that are laser scanned, that are programmed to run this exact line, are bricks. You can't wreck them, you can't get in them, they would stay in their line regardless. You could hit them going 200 miles an hour out of point blank rage, and you would wreck, and they would still go. They would go to the point where, I've seen videos where a guy would get wrecked, and then there'd be like 2 cars pushing the guy like 198 miles per hour sideways, and then they'll hit like the outside wall and it'll stop, and then the other cars will just hover over him. They'll like just jump over him. The laser scan thing is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard, and it's so dumb because it defeats the purpose of it being a lightning challenge, of you being thrown into the situation and you driving around it and accomplishing it just like how they did in real life. No, it's literally laser scan to the exact point, to the point where you actually have to run the exact line they did in real life, which, what's the point of doing it? And then again, there's other tracks where some of the challenges are piss easy. And it almost feels insulting because it's like it's so unbelievably easy, because if it's apparently laser scanned to the T on exactly how they ran, then how come I'm at like certain tracks and I'm able to pull like 10 seconds away from it like 3 laps? It doesn't make any sense. It feels very insulting to the people that actually, compete in NASCAR, and then here I am, just this bum with the controller, and I'm automatically like 5 seconds faster than the real life programming cars. It's unbelievable, and also it feels insulting. So even on that aspect, the highlight challenges are terrible. And also, you could be running your line, just driving, the bottom line at Daytona, and God forbid, if you are in their line, they would just run you off the track onto the apron, and that's just how it is. It's so pathetic, so lazy, and pathetic. And apparently it must be not that hard to do because they were able to do them on a weekly basis, so it must not have been hard to do. So even that aspect, it's pointless. And like I told you, it's dumb and pathetic. It's really lazy. I'd rather have the NASCAR Night Lightning Challenges where they would throw you into the situation, recreate it, but don't have the AI cars program exactly how they are, because again, it's gonna fuck you up, because with the telemetry crap and laser scanning the cars and them driving their exact line, they can potentially run you off the track or jump over you like monster trucks. It's the dumbest thing fucking possible. And also, they must evidently don't know how to do wrecks with this lightning challenge or this highlight challenge thing, because they never had Kurt Busch's wreck in there when he flipped, which I thought that would have been neat to see. But again, they can't have flipping physics on this game. They can't do reach shift blowovers. That doesn't exist. They didn't program that. They don't know how. So, I mean, they can't. So. Even I think they did like a couple of wrecking ones, and they were just like simple. Oh, here's a spin at Richmond. You have to get your driving brake velocity. Just drive around it. Nothing too big. But again, the driving model, even with the highlight challenges on the Gen 6 cars, are much different. Where the Gen 6 cars and Gen 5 cars had handled this specific way for offline and online. You got used to it, and then when you play the Gen 6 cars on this highlight challenges, and the cars are significantly tighter. Like, they drive like really tight. It's really weird. It's like really weird inconsistencies with the handling, just because the highlight challenges and online and offline. So it's really weird. I mean, online and offline are kind of the same, and the highlight challenges, the cars are like unbelievably different, like really different. Like, the cars are like extremely tight. Even tighter than default setups on online and offline. It's really weird. I seriously don't think I have anything more to say. I really don't. That NASCAR the game inside line is one of the most fucked up catastrophes I've ever seen. I mean, hell, I think the game is only like $20 now. I think the price even went down to $40 just weeks after the game came out. I mean, the value of this game is not much. When it's the value of the price is going down $20 in like a month after it came out. It's bad. It's pathetic. I mean, inside line is a really fucked up catastrophe. And like everything I said in this video alone, that's kind of why I don't really like it. Even with the guilty, you can't even play it on a guilty pleasure playing it online with friends and screwing around, because funny wrecks and weird wrecks don't really happen that much. And if they do, it's all different, everybody else's screen, and it's a mess. And then also trying to practice on this game is a piece of shit. It is a waste of time. I mean, because every lobby would be different. Like, I'll be practicing, let's say, at Sonoma. My lap time will be like a 1:12.50, like a minute 12 50-second lap time. Then again, I would make another lobby, or I would join Revan's lobby that he made, and I'll be like running like 1:14s. Or in the Michigan lobby for the league race, we were 2 seconds off the pace mysteriously, for no reason at all. Instead of running like 35-second lap times or whatever lap time was at that track, we were running like 37, 38 lap times. Doesn't make any sense. The lap times, even the ticker has to be inconsistent. So even looking at fast lap time, who the hell knows if that's actual real life timing? You don't know. And also, one lobby, your car will be really tight on default, or in general just have like a really tight setup. But then as the lobby goes on, it gets even looser and looser. Or it can go the other way around, where your car will be really shit, and then another lobby will be really good. Note that if you're using, and this also applies if you're using the same exact setup to both of those different lobbies, pretty much. If you have a setup, let's say it's like a 5.5 wedge and something track bar, whatever your wedge is here and what your track bar is here at, and what your tire pressures are. One lobby you would do that same adjustments and you drive like crap, and then another lobby would have the same adjustment with the same setup, and you'll be amazing. Again, it's so inconsistent and so random. I've heard somewhere that's because of the track conditions are different with every lobby, which that sounds realistic, but again, I don't think they have the ability to do that sort of logic. And I think I've seen somewhere that the track temperature does change throughout the lobby. Now, if it does, I'm not sure if it does, but again, I think I've seen, like, I think it changes by, like, 1 or 2 degree temperatures. Like, if a track, I have, like, 76 degree temperature for track temperature, as the race goes on, it'll be, like, a 74 or a 78. And apparently, I guess, by that 2 degree Celsius there, that temperature difference is going to make the car handle like complete shit. I'm not a weather expert, I'm not really a track temperature expert, but when it's outside and it's 85 degrees out and then it goes down to 83 or it goes to 87 degrees, I'm not going to notice a big difference by just simple 2 degrees. I'm not going to be like, oh my god, I'm dying, I'm on fire. Not really, not really. So 2 degrees should not make a catastrophic difference. Maybe it's like 10 degree temperature difference, okay, then I can buy that, but 2 degrees, 1 degree temperature difference, and it's going to really alter the car that much. That's insane. I'm pretty sure that's not realistic at all. So, shit. Goddamn. Goddamn, I think that's all I have to fucking say. I think that's all I have to say. The game, Inside Line, is a complete catastrophe. Everything I said in this video explains it all. I always wanted to do a video like this, and ever since I got Sony Vegas here, I've been kind of inspired to make more videos because I can do little certain things like add in a scene while I'm talking, and I can still do that. With Movie Maker, I had to like completely re-edit the entire thing just to add in one scene, dubbing over it, or it was a mess. But this is a little bit more easier and convenient. So I'm sorry I'm going to that. It has nothing to do with this video, but that's really all I wanted to discuss. That's all my issues with Inside Line in 2011. 2011, it's a guilty pleasure. Inside Line is a catastrophe, fucking unbelievable mess. Holy shit. Most of my weird wreck videos on that game aren't even really weird wrecks. They're just big wrecks, or freezing glitches, or random ass red flag. Again, that's why probably they have no views, because nobody cares for them, because they're not really that good. Again, I'm trying my best to find whatever that could be in this game or league that happens to be rather interesting, and for the most part it's really not. Most of it's just big wrecks or freezing glitches or really random shit, and the flips that happen are like the most random ass thing, most uninspired thing. And I don't know, it's ever since Inside Line came out, I haven't really got much views on those unless they're like season mode videos and stuff, pretty much, or really sporadic ones like the Paranormal Activity or the What the Fuck Just Happened one. Like those two, it's like, it's just ever since that Inside Line came out, I really haven't got as much views on the weird wreck videos as I did in 2011. It's because the weird wrecks on Inside Line aren't really that good. I'm sorry. That's my 2 cents on this game. It's a complete fucking mess. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later, and have a nice day. I got nothing more to say. Hopefully 2014 smiles better, but from the looks of it, looks exactly the same, so god damn it. Holy shit, 47 minutes, oh my god.